Hello and welcome to my channel if you're new. I basically just talk about books. If you're on booktube and you watch a lot of book videos, you might have seen that people do this thing where they stay up for 24 hours straight reading. I will not be doing that. Maybe I'll do it one day. So I'm basically just going to be timing myself every single time that I read until it adds up to 24 hours, just seeing how many books I could read in 24 hours. I'm starting it off with Highly Suspicious and Unfairly Cute. What I know from it so far is that these two people used to be friends and then he was like, I'm too cool for her, and so he like stopped hanging out with her, and then they're forced to work together for this like camping trip thing. Wow, I'm like exactly a minute each page averaging, it looks like. It's really promising so far. I already can see that there's like a bit of a misunderstanding. On the back of the book, it talks about how Celine thinks that he like abandoned her. It goes back and forth between the two of them, and it sounds like he thinks that she left him. There's definitely some miscommunication of some sort. So basically, he thinks that she wrote him off and she thinks that he wrote her off. I'm guessing that when they spend more time together, they're gonna end up like realizing that neither of them wanted to stop hanging out. I'm really enjoying it so far and I'm excited to keep reading. I'm more than halfway through, and at this point I'm just flying through it. Like, I'm past the getting into it stages. I wasn't really in the mood for YA when I was at like a certain point in the book. I was like, okay, maybe I'm not in the mood for this. But then when I kept reading, honestly, like their banter just kept me going. It's a type of YA that I think anyone could enjoy. These are some of the most lovable characters that I have ever read about in my entire life. I feel like these are realistic high school characters, but at the same time they're very like emotionally mature ones. I just wish that like I could have been friends with them when I was in high school. The plot is at that point where things are just moving really quickly and I just don't want to put it down, but I'm kind of tired and I want to wake up early tomorrow, so I'm gonna go to bed. But I'm like very entertained. I think this is one of the cutest books I've ever read. It is so heartwarming to read. I have laughed more at this book than I've laughed at a book in a while. Like, everything that's meant to be funny to me is either like I'll have a little smile on my face or like I'll even laugh out loud every once in a while. Hey, I thought I would update you. It's been like maybe a week later. It's taken me forever to do this video, like actually so long. I don't know how people just do it in one day. Like, I know it's only 24 hours, so it's like just 24 hours of reading and then you're done. And that almost sounds easier at this point because it's taken way too long. It's just a little bit of a slow reading month. That book was just the definition of a ray of sunshine. Like, when you think of a book where you just want to watch it and feel the good vibes and feel happy and light, that book is just a great way to go. I loved every second of it. Characters were hilarious, the chemistry was there. I don't know, I love them. They're some of my new like favorite characters ever to read about. I also think this is Talia Hibbert's first YA. I'm not sure, but I think it is. I would give it like a 4 out of 5. If I have not started reading these and give you an update on what I've read so far today, I will be so disappointed in myself. Okay, good news. I did start reading Say You Swear. I'm on page 133. I really like it so far. I don't know how this book is going to be sad because everyone kind of like gets emotional reading this. I'm kind of worried that something super big and actually terrible is going to happen because there's a lot of like random traumatic things that happen in this book, not like currently happening, but like that are talked about that are happening to like family members and stuff. It starts off when they're at this beach house and it's like this really close-knit group of friends who have like grown up together and they're about to go to college, so they're spending like their last summer before college in this beach house together that they all equally own and live there. Now I'm at like their college experience where like I think a big part of the book, or maybe all the rest of it, is going to take place in this like college. There is a love triangle in this. It's between a guy that she's known like forever and has always really liked, loved, you know, and his name is Chase. Stuff goes down with that, but then there's also this guy Noah who she meets in college, and I just know he's going to be the other love interest because people always talk about him. The concept of like the brother being like all overprotective and the friends, the guy friends, just the guy friends being like all super overprotective and stuff. I don't really like this trope because I feel like if I was her, I would be livid. They're twins and he's acting like he can tell her what to do all the time and he does whatever he wants. I love how they're friends and how they're close, but I just find that aspect of it really frustrating. Even though a very, very loving brother, I feel like also he just needs to trust her to be able to make her own decisions at the end of the day. So yeah, I definitely had a lot of thoughts about that while reading it, because that comes up a lot. Like that's a huge major theme in the book, is how just like kind of overprotective all of the guy friends are. There's 3 of them, and one's her twin brother, one's like another guy friend named Brady, and one of them is Chase, who is the guy who the love triangle is with. Her best friend, who she's living with now in college, is really fun, and I like them together, and I think I love reading about them like hanging out together. It's very entertaining though, so definitely a good book to read if you're in a slump and you just want to get sucked into a book. I really like Noah so far. I just honestly, so far, I don't even know who I hope she ends up with, because I have read a lot of parts with Chase in it too, so I do kind of like both of them. So I hope that the love triangle hurts in that type of way and not the way where like something really traumatic happens. I feel like I'm definitely going into this expecting the worst, so either I'll be prepared because I'm expecting the worst, or I'll be really pleasantly surprised that nothing terrible happens, but I won't be as affected. Like it'll probably be relief that she just chooses someone instead of something like really terrible happens. Ignore my hair, but I just got to the part with the napkin and the number, guys. I'm on Accutane, and you know when it's like sunny outside and it's just like heating your face, it feels like my face is cooking, like it has like a heartbeat. It's like always bright red. I have on sunscreen, so we're good. I'm at the part with the napkin and the number, and like Chase is seeing it. Chase says the most out-of-pocket things to Ariana. Why does he think he could say that? I'm really invested at this point, right? I've got connected to all the characters, okay? And bad stuff keeps happening, but that's not even like the worst part of it, okay? Because I thought the bad stuff was over. I thought we were coming to like some sort of resolution at the end. There's this much left. I'm not even mentally ready to accept what I think might be about to happen. I want to forget that I read this book. I'm just not prepared for the possible pain that I'm about to feel. I feel like I sound upbeat-ish right now, but I'm actually, like, I'm really afraid of what's about to happen. I've invested so much time. No. I'm vetoing this. Books are just written words, so I'm rewriting. Oh my god. I just felt so much fear in a short amount of time. I know this line in the book was trying to make me think something. I know it was, and that's evil. That's actually evil. I finished Say You Swear last night. My overall rating is a 4 stars for this book. It was a whirlwind. Like the amount of big, like huge events that happened in this book that were just like, what is happening? Like there's so many of them. Because there were so many like events that for the characters are like traumatic events, it was so heavy at like some points. It was heavy, but it was also like so entertaining that I really wanted to keep reading it. I feel like me talking about it like that makes it sound more scary than it actually is to read. With Say You Swear, it was not like that big of, you know, a sobbing time. It was just like I teared up a little bit at one part. It does definitely pull some emotions, but it's not like, it's not too intense. But it is intense enough to where I kind of want to read something that's a bit lighter than this after reading it. This book like does deal with people who play football, but it's not like talking about football all the time. I think there's maybe like 2 or something scenes where they were talking about it like in depth. I just realized I forgot to time myself, but I'm on page 14, so I'm just gonna say that took like 16 minutes. It's like this column where he's trying to find and see if she wrote anything. It's like this thing where people write random like interactions they've had with people. They didn't like get their names or contact information, so they like described the moment and what they're wearing and stuff so that they could reach out to them. I have like 2 hours left of reading until I complete the challenge. Here's my timer. 2 hours left. So when the book starts off, it's following the guy's perspective. It's like a guy and a girl, and the guy's name is Matthias or Matt. You know, like how in John Green books, I feel like a lot of times the girl love interest in it, a lot of times it's like she's like this idea of a person, like not tangible. The guy can never fully hold her and like understand her. It's like she's not even like a real human kind of. Sometimes when I was reading it, I feel like I could never really feel close to that character. All that to say, I'm relieved because we get her perspective. Her name's Grace. We get Grace's perspective, and it just like gives some insight into why she does what she does and like who she is. I hate her professor. That's a strong word. But I really don't like him. I don't know if she's buying this, we shall see. You just got her the bowstring? That's all you had to do. Don't take her to dinner, you weirdo. By the way, this is how I regularly just talk to myself when I read. Sway for a minute to play moves. I'll be damned. And that was the end of my 24 hours of reading vlog. I also talk about books on my Instagram, my TikTok, and my Goodreads. See you in the next one, and have a good day or night or whatever it is.